All right, so let's dive into this whole thing with Sam Altman and his tweets about the AI singularity.
Yeah,
It's got everybody buzzing, and I think for good reason.
definitely a lot of buzz.
Yeah, so we're going to kind of unpack what the singularity actually means, why Altman's take on it is so intriguing, and what it could mean for all of us. I mean, we're talking potentially world-changing stuff here.
Right. And I think the thing that is so fascinating about the singularity is this idea that AI could reach a point where it's not just learning, it's actually improving itself at an incredible pace.
Hmm.
So it's becoming smarter and smarter on its own.
I see. So it's not just that it's getting smarter, it's getting better at making itself smarter.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And that's where you get this concept of an intelligence explosion. It's
Yeah.
like a chain reaction where each advancement in AI triggers even more rapid advancements, and then that triggers more and more and more.
Wow.
Now, whether that happens intentionally as a result of research or unintentionally, that's a big question that has people debating.
Okay, so let's say this intelligence explosion does happen, whether we plan for it or not. How do we even begin to wrap our heads around what that would look like? I mean, what would a world with super intelligent AI actually be like?
Well, one way to think about it is to consider these different phases of the singularity. So there's a pre-singularity phase, which is where I think most experts believe we are right now.
Yeah.
AI is powerful, but it's still essentially a tool that we control. And then there's this kind of like underway phase.
Okay, so the underway phase, what happens then? Does the AI suddenly become self-aware and, start composing poetry or something?
Not necessarily, but this is where AI might start to design and build even more sophisticated AI systems, so you start to get that exponential growth that we talked about before.
Oh, so it's not just about it getting smarter, it's about AI taking over its own development.
Right. It's a pretty big leap.
Yeah.
And that's why I think Altman's tweets have sparked so much discussion, because he seems to be hinting that we might be closer to this underway phase than we realize.
Right. And that tweet that he had that said, near the singularity, unclear which side. I mean,
Yeah.
that was pretty cryptic.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Exactly. What do you think he meant by that whole unclear which side thing?
Well, it could mean a few things.
Hmm.
I mean, on one level, it could be about whether we as humans benefit from this rapid AI evolution or become, let's say, less relevant.
Right.
But on another level, it could mean that even the leading AI researchers, like those at OpenAI, don't really know exactly how this intelligence explosion might unfold.
So what even the experts are saying, we don't know what's going to happen next.
Basically. Yeah.
That's both exciting and a little unnerving.
Yeah, it really is. It's like we're standing at the edge of this vast, uncharted territory. We can see that there's something extraordinary out there, but we don't have a map, and we're not even sure what we might encounter.
Okay, so if we're potentially, on the verge of this underway phase, what does that mean for us right now? Should we be worried? Should we be excited or just completely confused?
Probably a healthy mix of all three, I would say. But one thing is for sure, this isn't just a technological issue, it's a societal one. And I think we need to be having conversations about what we want the future of AI to look like and how we can ensure that these advancements benefit humanity as a whole.
So it's not just about building smarter AI, it's about building AI that aligns with our values and our goals as humans.
Exactly. It's like raising a child.
Yeah.
You don't just want them to be intelligent, you want them to be kind, compassionate, and responsible.
Yeah.
And I think the same principle applies to AI. We need to be thinking about the ethical implications of these advancements every step of the way.
All right, that makes sense. But let's just get back to Altman for a minute. Do you think he's genuinely concerned about the potential risks of the singularity, or is this all just a clever marketing ploy to, get people talking about OpenAI?
That's tough to say. I mean, he's definitely chosen a very provocative way to communicate his message. Maybe he's trying to spark a wider conversation about these complex issues, a conversation that's probably long overdue. Or maybe he's sending a subtle message to others in the field that, hey, we're getting close to something big here and we need to proceed with caution.
So it's almost like a coded message
Perhaps.
that only a select few can decipher.
Could be. But I think regardless of his intentions, his tweets have ignited a debate that's not going away anytime soon. And that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think so too.
We need to be having these discussions, even if they make us a little uncomfortable.
Well, one thing that definitely makes me uncomfortable is this whole simulation hypothesis idea. Is that something we should be taking seriously, or is it just a fun thought experiment?
You mean the idea that we're all living in a computer simulation created by some super intelligent AI?
Yeah, that one. Is that something that, serious scientists and philosophers are actually considering?
It's definitely more of a fringe idea, but there are some thinkers out there who have entertained the possibility. you know. It's a fascinating thought experiment.
Yeah.
But the truth is we don't have any concrete evidence to support it.
So for now, we can probably just file that one under interesting but unlikely. But even if we're not living in a simulation, the idea of a singularity where AI surpasses human intelligence is still pretty mind-blowing.
It really is, and it raises all sorts of questions about what it means to be human, what our role will be in a future shaped by superintelligent AI, and what kind of world we want to create for ourselves and for future generations.
So if we're potentially this close to the singularity, what are the steps we need to be taking right now to prepare? I mean, what can we as individuals and as a society do to ensure that this technological leap doesn't turn into some kind of, dystopian nightmare?
Well, I think one of the most important things is to stay informed. We need to educate ourselves about AI, its capabilities, and its limitations, and we need to engage in thoughtful conversations about its ethical implications. This isn't just a matter for scientists and engineers. This is a matter for all of us.
So it's about more than just, technical expertise. It's about civic engagement and, actively participating in shaping the future.
Exactly. We need to be having open and honest discussions about what kind of future we want to create and what role we want AI to play in that future.
All right, that's a great starting point. But what about the potential risks? I mean, we've all seen those sci-fi movies where the AI turns against humanity. Is that a realistic concern, or are we just getting carried away here?
It's certainly something we need to be aware of, but it's important to remember that we're dealing with hypothetical scenarios here.
Mhm.
The future is not predetermined. It's being shaped by the choices we make today. And the choices we make about AI will have profound consequences for generations to come.
Okay, so we've got our work cut out for us. We need to stay informed, engage in thoughtful discussions, and make sure we're making the right choices about AI development. No pressure, right?
Right? But it's not about panicking or throwing our hands up in defeat. It's about approaching this challenge with a sense of responsibility and optimism.
Mhm.
You know, we have the opportunity to shape the future of AI in a way that benefits humanity as a whole. Let's make sure we seize that opportunity.
Well, on that note, I think it's time to take a deeper dive into some of the specific implications of the singularity. What do you say we explore how this could impact our work, our health, and even our everyday lives?
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Let's delve into those details and see what we can uncover.
Okay. So let's pick up where we left off and explore how this potential singularity might impact different aspects of our lives. One area where AI is already making waves and where the impact of the singularity could be truly profound is the workplace. Yeah, for sure. I mean, this whole robots are going to steal our jobs thing has been a hot topic for a while now. But if we're talking about AI that can actually design and build even more sophisticated AI, does that mean like human workers are just going to become obsolete?
Well, that's a concern a lot of people share, and it's understandable.
Mm.
But, if we look at historical patterns, technological advancements tend to create more jobs than they eliminate, even if those new jobs require different skills.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, like think about the transition from agricultural societies to industrial ones.
Yeah.
It was a huge shift, but it ultimately led to new industries and opportunities.
Right.
It didn't just stop working altogether.
So it's not necessarily about like being replaced by AI, but about adapting and evolving alongside it.
Exactly. Think about it this way. If AI can take over repetitive or dangerous tasks, things that are maybe boring or risky for humans, it frees up humans to focus on things that require creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, things that AI, at least for now, isn't very good at.
So instead of fearing AI as this like job-stealing threat, we should be thinking about how it can enhance our work and create new opportunities for us.
Precisely. Like imagine a world where AI handles all the data analysis, scheduling, logistics, all that stuff,
Yeah.
allowing humans to focus on innovation, problem solving, and building, meaningful connections.
Yeah.
That sounds like a pretty good deal to me.
Yeah, it does.